Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're tackling something literally every digital creator has agonized over at some point: how to actually grow an audience. It's so easy to play the blame game for low views. We blame the time of day, we blame the platform. Honestly, we blame the alignment of the planet sometimes. But today, we're tossing out those excuses. We're going to focus strictly on the psychology of audience behavior and look really closely at exactly how viewers choose your content.
I mean, think about it for a second. When you see someone just explode online, do you think it's just luck? Like a lucky roll of the dice? Just happening to be in the right place at the exact right time?
Or be honest, are you thinking, oh, it's the algorithm? Like there's this mysterious, robotic mastermind sitting in a server farm somewhere just deciding your fate? Well, let's bust that myth right now. Growing an audience isn't about just throwing content at the wall and crossing your fingers. Successful creators, they know something beginners don't. They know exactly what makes people click, what keeps them watching, and most importantly, what makes them come back for more. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the psychological roadmap we're going to follow today. First, the psychology of the click. Then, creating for the audience, packaging the perfect promise, surviving the first 30 seconds, decoding audience feedback, and finally, earning the long-term subscriber. All right, part one, the psychology of the click. This all starts with discovery, which is actually where a ton of creators make their first fatal mistake, trying to appeal to literally everyone. See, audiences choose content because it solves a very specific problem for them. Look at this. If you're just making general fitness videos, you're going to drown in a sea of broad content. But if you pivot to fitness for busy people at home, suddenly you're talking directly to a specific person with a specific need. It's like, don't just make tech content, make simple tech content for total beginners. Knowing exactly who you're talking to makes creating watchable stuff so much easier because you know exactly what they're searching for.
Which perfectly tees at part two, creating for the audience. You really have to stop asking, well, what do I want to upload? And flip it to, what does my audience actually want to watch? I know, it sounds simple, but that tiny mental shift, it completely transforms your strategy. You've got to study what people are searching for. Look at the comments on top-performing content in your niche. Find those specific problems people are just begging to have solved, and then go make your own better version of the solution. And this brilliantly illustrates what I mean. Look at these two titles. My YouTube tips, it's pretty weak, right? Because it's all about the creator. But 7 mistakes that are killing your YouTube channel, that wins the click every single time. Why? Because it sparks intense curiosity and promises a very specific benefit to the viewer. At the end of the day, people don't click just because you made something. They click because you gave them a clear reason to care.
Okay, moving right along to part 3, packaging the perfect promise. This concept is absolutely crucial. You could have the most amazing, life-changing content in the world, but if nobody clicks on it, it's completely invisible. I absolutely love this mantra. Great content gets watched, great packaging gets clicked. This is just the cold, hard reality of audience psychology. Think about it. Viewers are scrolling past thousands of options on their phones. They are desperately looking for a reason to stop scrolling. Your packaging, that is their reason. So think of it like this. Your thumbnail is the movie poster. It has to be simple, emotional, and completely understood in like 1 single second. Don't clutter it up with tiny text. Just focus on one incredibly strong visual idea. Your title, on the other hand, well, that's the promise. It needs to build curiosity, but you can never ever make a false promise. For example, how I got my first 10,000 subscribers gives a much clearer, punchier reason to click than something vague like my YouTube journey. All right, they clicked. Awesome. Now we're into part 4, surviving the first 30 seconds. Because earning that click is only half the battle. Now, we've got to talk about retention. The clock starts ticking the literal millisecond they arrive. Those first 30 seconds are the ultimate danger zone. I really cannot stress this enough. Please, do not spend the first 20 seconds of your content slowly rambling. You know the drill. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna... No. If you do that, viewers are gone. Poof. You have to instantly give them a reason to stay. Actually, here's an exact formula you can use for a perfect hook to survive that 30-second window. Step 1, tell them exactly what they will learn. Step 2, create some curiosity. And step 3, show the result they're looking for. So put together, it's something like, by the end of this explainer, you'll have a complete 3-step strategy for getting your first 1,000 subscribers. Boom. Now the viewer knows exactly what's on the menu. Every single second of that intro has to have a purpose to move the story forward.
Okay, let's jump to part 5, decoding the audience feedback. Growing an audience is absolutely a long game. Consistency is huge, but that does not mean just pumping out low-quality stuff every day. It means finding a schedule you can actually stick to for months. Your first 10 or 20 uploads, yeah, they might flop. But here is the secret. Every single upload, even the flops, gathers incredibly crucial information for you.
So the crucial point here is finding the patterns in all that information. Let's say your data starts showing that your educational stuff performs way better than your entertainment stuff. Or maybe you notice that your shorter intros consistently give you better retention, or specific topics are just getting massive click-through rates. When you spot these patterns, you don't just say, huh, neat, and ignore them. You double down on exactly what is working.
We really need to completely reframe how we look at analytics. Don't just stare at the view counts. Views only tell you what happened. Studying the deeper data, like your click-through rate, your retention graphs, exactly where people click away, that tells you why the audience made their choice. Analytics aren't just cold, boring numbers. They are the literal data footprint of human choice. It's direct, unfiltered feedback from your audience telling you exactly what they want.
Which brings us to our final step, part 6, earning the long-term subscriber. Because the goal isn't just to get a bunch of random views on one viral hit, right? The real goal is moving a viewer from a single isolated click to a long-term loyal subscriber. I really want you to remember this core concept. A subscription is basically just the belief that your future content will be valuable. Someone might watch one piece of content today just because the topic caught their eye, but they subscribe because they trust you to deliver again tomorrow. And to build that trust, your channel needs a crystal clear identity. Give people a reason to come back by building out series, recurring formats, and a connected library of content that solves related problems. That is how you turn a flash in the pan into a sustainable community. Before you rush off to plan your next upload, let's rapid-fire summarize the 5 huge mistakes that completely derail this audience journey. Number 1, posting without actually understanding your audience. Number 2, copying other creators instead of finding your own voice. Number 3, complicated, messy thumbnails. 4, slow, boring intros that just completely kill your retention. And number 5, quitting too early. Look, these platforms rarely reward people looking for an overnight success. They reward the folks who learn, adapt, and just consistently improve.
Ultimately, your next piece of content doesn't have to be perfect. It literally just needs to be better than your last one. So I'm going to leave you with this question to chew on. Are you out there chasing a machine's algorithm, or are you building what a human audience actually wants to watch? Apply these psychological principles. Start truly understanding how audiences make their choices, and let every single upload make you just a little bit better.